Hi, good morning. Thank you for coming to watch my video. You guys are awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm going to show you what I'm going to make today. You see this? It's a block. Now, most of you probably know how to make a block of paper. This one's going to be a little bit different, and now I learned this one on a YouTube adventure, and it's a little bit different than what I've done before, just in a block. And so, but you see how this folds flat like this? It folds flat. And then you can use it as a greeting card. Like this one I'm making a Christmas card, but you could make a birthday card, any kind of a card you can make that you want to be fun. And when the receiver pulls it out of the envelope, what happens, it just pops into this square box on its own. It just pops. And so I decorated the four sides. You can decorate more than that, but that's all I did on this one. So I'm going to show you how I made that. What you'll need is you'll need an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, the way I do it anyway. Okay? And so what you do first, what you'll do first is you're going to make some score lines. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to score this at 2.5. Oh, here. We're going to score this at 2.5, 2.5, 5 inches, 7.5, and 10. So we're going to have, we're going to score this, we're going to go 2.5, and then 5, and then 7.5, and then 10. And that gives you each 2.5 inches. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. Okay, and then you're going to cut it, score it this way, the same way, 2.5 inches. So we start at 2.5 inches. And then 5 inches. And then 7.5 inches. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to cut. We're going to cut this. Now you have your cut, you have your score line, so you know where to cut. First of all, we're going to cut this bottom end that's only 1 inch wide. We're going to cut that completely off because you don't need that. So if you started with a 10-inch long paper, that would be fine. Okay, then, so we cut that bottom end off. Now we're going to cut, we're going to cut these 3 small pieces. See, there's a score line along here, and there's 4 squares, but we're going to cut these pieces off. We want to get rid of these. So it's going to be, because we need this for a tab. Let's see, I think I can move this. I'm done with that. Okay, so you'll need this for a tab. Now, as I'm doing my box, I always leave my tab right down here to my left bottom corner. And that way I keep myself a little straight on what I'm doing. And so I'm going to cut just a triangle off of the tab like this. Because this is a tab where you're going to glue. Okay, now, then the next step is, then you're going to start cutting. now you're going to start cutting, and what we want to cut is, okay, these are the lines that we're going to cut. See, I keep my tab down here. We're going to cut along here and along here. So you got your tab down here. Keep that down there, and that keeps you from getting confused. And so what we're going to do is we're going to cut diagonally here on these two squares, and then match it at the top. We'll cut diagonally on them two squares. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do first. And see what we're going to end up then with. It's going to look like this. And oops, it's going to look like this, because see, I keep my little corner down there. So this is how it's going to look when I get that done. So I'm going to take my scissor, excuse me, and I'm just going to cut. You know, if you want to, you can cut make a little line. You can use your ruler and go from corner to corner just to make sure that you have a line. So we're going to go this one, and we're going to go this one. And I'm going to go ahead and make my line, because for me, it makes it a little easier. And then these two squares up here, I'm going to do the same way. So they're pointing to each other. I hope I make this really understandable, because this is fun. And I messed up a couple before I got mine done. Okay, so there. I'm going to cut those lines there, and I'm going to cut these lines here. And then, okay, let me cut those first. Let me not get ahead of myself. So I'm going to cut those lines. And then, so I'm cutting out that, I'm cutting this out. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same way up here. Okay, so now I keep my tab down here so I know I've got this right. Okay, now I want to cut. Now we're going to cut these two squares over here. These center squares, center on these two ends of this middle. I'm going to cut them. And the way I'm going to cut them is I'm going to put the line. The line is going to go up this way. The line is going to go up this way, and I'm going to cut straight down here. So I'm going to cut up here and then down. So I'm going to make my line so I can maybe get it near about straight. Okay, so it's going to go that way, and then over on this side, and I'll just go ahead and make my line. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut along that line, and then along this score line. So I'm cutting out that triangle piece right there. Then over here on the other side, the same way. All right, now I still keep this little tab here down here on my left hand bottom corner to keep myself straight, on the straight and narrow. Now I want to cut. Now I want to cut here and here, because this is going to be a tab. These are going to be two tabs right here. So I'm going to cut, I'm going to leave it about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch, and just cut that short. Cut them short like this. Okay, now, and then I will take, and I'm going to make a tab out of them too by cutting just a little bit of that corner off of those two. Okay, now, there, now, okay, now I have this whole, hi Tommy Sue. Oh no, okay. Very slow today, so you got off early? Okay. Okay, I love you. Okay. So my daughter got home from work. Now I have, this is the shape that I have now. See, I've cut all those pieces off, went along them cut lines, just like my little pattern shows. Keeping this down here. Okay, now we fold. Okay, so what we're going to fold is, okay, now I'm going to, let me see. All right. Now this, okay, we're going to fold. Okay, I'm going to flip this over. Wait a minute. This tab is going to fold upwards this way. And then this tab will fold in, and this tab will fold in. Okay, those tabs are folded in. Okay, now we want to fold. Now I'm gonna flip this over. Now I'm flipping it over so my tab there is here, because I want this to be folded in this direction. So you see how that's here? I want that to fold in this direction, the opposite direction that I just folded the tabs. Okay? And so, but you kind of just line it up with those folds, with those score lines, and okay, see there how that is now? Okay, now let's put this back over here. Now I got to get my tab back down here so so I know I'm doing something right. Now I'm going to, yeah, no, yeah, okay, so I have a square here, full square here, full square here, full square here. So those are my full squares. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I am going to, now see how that folds up like this? I'm going to draw a dot there. I'm going to put a dot. I'm drawing a dot. This one here, out of this. So like when those are folded up like that, you want a dot there. See that? So you got a dot here and a dot here on these outsides like this. But now you're going to punch a hole there, but you want to make sure this is folded up when you punch the hole. So if you've got any kind of a hole punch, if you don't, just take a nail or however you punch holes. But I'm going to use this, and I'm going to punch that hole there. But I'm going to actually punch two holes because I got to fold it in half. Okay, now, so now, as you can see, when I have got my tab down here where I'm keeping track of that tab, and I have two holes punched on each side right here. All right, now what I'm going to do with those two holes is I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to cut a line to the hole like this way, And then I'm going to cut just another one, and just to make it kind of a open slit there. And then I'm going to go over here on this side. It's folded in half, so you're cutting both of them. And again, you will cut 1, 2, just to make like a little wedge in there. Okay, because you're going to put your rubber band in there. Okay, so now your piece looks like this. Now, with your tab down here, you have your piece looking like this. Okay, now, this here, all of this is going to be the inside of the box. This is going to be the inside of the box. So, but the first thing you do is you need to glue. Okay. No, I'm going to go ahead and fold. I'm going to get my folds done first here. Let's fold this up. Get these things. You're going to fold this. Because see, this is going to be the outside of the box. So we're going to fold that up. And then let's get this fold. Where you had already made those score lines. And we want to get them folded inward. Because this is the inside of the box here. Okay, so now you have, that will be inside, these will be inside. Okay, now is when we're going to start gluing. And what we glue first is, you have these already folded this direction. So they're kind of a mountain, and these are like a valley. So these pieces that are going to go inside of the box are folded like a mountain fold. And these, oh, I gotta fold this. Okay, this needs to be folded too. And this, okay, these need to be folded. Okay, let me see if I can get that one explained correctly. Okay, that's got to be folded. These have to be folded up too, right here. So now, so this is mountain fold here, mountain folds here, because these pieces are these pieces right here are these ones right here on the top and the bottom. Okay, so they have to be folded so they'll go inside the box. All right. Then we just want to make sure we got those folds good so that when we start gluing it together, you know, then they're already pre-folded and what do you call that? When you, yeah, there's a word. But anyhow, so make sure those are folded in that word. Make sure those are folded and that word I can't think of. And so that they're good and folded. Make sure that you do that thing. Okay, aren't I a good teacher? And so I'm just going over my folds just to make sure they're good and creased. I want a good sharp crease in them so that my box will open so it'll work right. Okay, there we go. Now I'm still here with my one tab down here so I have it straight. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue. I'm going to glue. Now these have to come to the inside now, see? These where you got the rubber band holes, they're going to come to the inside. So you'll glue this together and glue that one good. Make sure you've got that glued well. Make sure you got your glue to this edge here so that when you stick it together like this, it glues all the way. Okay? But see how it's still, now you could put a clip on there. I didn't bring a clip over here, but see how it looks inside here? That's where you just glued that. All right. Now then we're going to do the same with this one. Put the glue here, making sure you have it, because you want that glued good in there. You want that to glue well. Put it together. And make sure that glue is dry before, good and adhered, which this, I got glitter glue in there, which it dries pretty good and it dries very, very secure. Okay, so now what you see is this. Okay, that's what you see there. See, you had it like this. You did all the folds, and then you glued this. Okay, so now you see your slit with the little hole. That, and so you're going to put the, now you're going to put the rubber band in. Now in my last one I did, my rubber band was a little bit too long, so I'm going to make this a little shorter. I'm going to put a knot in there, make my rubber band a little shorter. Now if you have a real long rubber band, you can wrap it around twice, but this one's is like, these rubber bands I have are not quite. And so now, so I made it a little bit shorter so it'll stand better. Okay, so you take this rubber band and then you put it through that slit and into the hole. And then you go over to the other side and put that rubber band in through that slit and into that hole. Okay? See, so now you see how the rubber band is going to hold this box together. So now is when you glue your flaps. So I'll glue that first flap, that one that was my marker flap. We'll put that one in here first. And just hold that straight till it catches good. Now we're going to go with these two flaps, and I'm going to glue. Make sure it's glued good, and you go inside this one right here. Okay, and then, whoops, I gotta hold that for a couple seconds, make sure that grabs good, because that rubber band is going to be pulling on that. So I'm sitting here, and then you sing a little Christmas carol. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Okay, I wonder if that's long enough. Or do I need another? Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, that's how much jingle bells you gotta sing. Then you glue this one. So that's 3 tabs that you have to have glued. Okay, now we're going to put that 3rd tab inside there, and it's glued. But what we can do with that to help hold that down, now you are able to flatten it out. And kind of now is when you could even put a little clip on there to hold, to make sure that that glue has gotten on there good. Okay, I wonder how my shortening of my rubber band worked. Okay, let me hold that down just a little bit, and and then it's ready for decorating. But how much fun to send these off to somebody, and somebody, your friend, pulls it out of the envelope, and there it just pops open. And then there's another way on this same video that I had watched where somebody had made 3 smaller boxes or 4 smaller boxes. Then they also made like a matchbox. A matchbox, you know what a matchbox is? That you just slide it out of the cover, and you slide that box out, it out, and 4 of these pop out of the box. That was adorable. And they're smaller than this, you know. Well, no, the box would have to be. You can make them this size because you would stack them. You would stack 1, 2, 3, 4 inside of the box. Slide it shut, and when somebody opens the box, then all 4 pop out. There, I mean, these are so cute, and so I'm going to try that one too, but right now I'm just doing the one box. Okay, that should be good and dry. And see there now? I could probably shorten my rubber band just a little bit more. And I see I didn't get that straight on there. Or maybe one of my cuts wasn't real straight. But then, so once you have this box finished, then, so this is a 2.5 inch square. And so then, what I would want to do is cut, I'm going to decorate it, just kind of decorate it. And I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this to 2. I'm going to cut 4 squares to 2 1/4. 2 1/4 of this glitter paper. Okay, 2 1/4. This isn't my favorite cutter, but I use this one because it's easier to just chomp right there in front of me. Okay, the size of it is so awesome. 2 1/4, 2 1/4. So I'm going to get those 2 1/4 size pieces cut. 2 1/4. And 2 1/4. I know I'm going slow, taking up some time, but I know I like, when I watch a video like this to learn something, I like mine to be kind of slow because I'm slow. I work slow. Okay, so then I want this one, 2 1/4. So now I have 4 squares, 2 1/4 each. Doesn't look right, does it? Yeah, it's right enough. Okay. Now, so then I can take these are this is adhesive sheets of paper, so I can take this. This is how I'm doing this one anyway. Of course, you can decorate it any way you want. I'm going to put that on the one piece. I'm just giving you one idea of how to start decorating it. And see, I cut them at 2 1/4 because the square is actually 2 1/2, and then that leaves you to have that 1/8 of an inch all the way around for the border. So, you know, whatever color you decide to do. And then you just coordinate your colors together. Oh, goodness. Okay. I just got these nails. I love my nails, but sometimes they're... I got a dear friend who... She's just learning how to do nails, different kind of things with nails. And she uses me for her guinea pig. I love it because I get all these pretty nails. These ones I love because I love glitter. And so there we have those. And then, like here, now you can take a Christmas card that you've already got, that you know, and here's how you want to recycle. And I am blessed to have this. This is made by EK Success. This is I like this shape. I've used this shape a lot for cutting things out. But what you want to do here now is find parts of the card. Like, there you go. That's going to be one. And then here, let's see. No, I like that church there. So that's two. And oh, there is a cardinal on a fence. And I want to have that for three. And then, let me see, we're going to get that part of the Christmas tree. So now out of that card, I got those 4 pieces. And so then I will take these pieces and I will put those right there. See there? How pretty that looks. And then on this side, and so when you're going around, just make sure you put them all the same way. I like that little cardinal on the fence. We have a cardinal that lives in our yard. Lives right on the cars all the time, on the cars. We've named him Romeo because the him is red, of course, and then his little wife is more of a brown, and her name is Juliet. But we see them out there every morning on the cars. They like to get on the antennas. They talk to themselves. Well, mostly Romeo does. Juliet, she's more, she's not as outgoing as Romeo. But that's our cardinals, and we've had them out there for so long. See there, and then one more piece here. There we go. Now, so those, now, and then you can decorate the top, you know, the opening parts, you can decorate those as well. There's a lot of different things you can do here. Maybe just put some snowflakes up here. Put some letters that, you know, you could get a Merry Christmas in there, little messages in there. But see, you always have to remember that that part is going to fold in. That part's going to fold in. So, did I put them right? Yeah. But see, I think it's gorgeous, and I think how much fun. I really got mine crooked. I don't know how come, because I was in a hurry. But how much fun to send that off to somebody, and they open it up, and it pops into that little box. So cute. I love it. And so all you need is that paper, some recyclable cards, and one rubber band. And that's how you make that. And so, and then I was thinking too, see, I have in my stash of things some of these tags that I bought after Christmas last year. Now this one is a little bit too long to put on here. What is this one like? I have this one too. It's a little bit different, but you can make these also out of your greeting cards. You can make little folders, and if you make one just to fit, just on one side of them, make to fit. Like this way, then you can actually open it And, you know, instead of putting the image on the front, on one side, make a little card, or make this back piece into a little card instead of just a piece of paper, and then put the image that matches, and it will open. Then it'll open, you know, and you can actually then sign the inside. In fact, I think that would be an awesome idea. In fact, that might be what I'll do. But I wanted to just show you how I made that. And I think they're so much fun. They're so much fun. And I think they're so pretty. And the thing is that they can be used as an ornament. So if one were to take and punch a hole, let me try this right here. If you were to punch a hole right in that corner, like this, punch that in that corner. Oh, maybe I should have pulled this up and punched, because I got the hole up here too. But it doesn't really matter. You can have it everywhere. But you can put a string through this, and then that whole thing will hang as an ornament. And that's a neat idea, just to do that too. So you can take this as your basic idea and really run with it, and run with it. You see, I put the holes there. I can put a string through here or a ribbon through here, and then as it pops open, then that ribbon would be there. That would be so cool too. So you really could, stick a note in there if you wanted to. But I love them. I think they're gorgeous. So hopefully you'll try one of these. They're not hard. They really aren't hard. The first, when I first looked at the video, I said, oh, I don't think I can do that. That looks a little confusing. And so then I just slowed down that video and just started watching it, and just rewind and watch a little bit, rewind and watch a little bit more, until I caught the drift. So anyway, you all, thanks. Thank you all for watching. Let me read you something. Let me read you something out of my Heart Thoughts book by Louise Hay. And I'm going to read, let's see. There is so much good stuff in here. This one is on trust. This one is about trust. If you don't trust other people, it is because you are not there for yourself. You don't support yourself. You don't back yourself up. When you really begin to be there for you, then you will trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, you will trust other people. This is true. I am connected with a higher power. Now is the time for you to learn about your own power and what you are capable of doing. What can you let go of? What can you nourish within you? What can you create? The wisdom and intelligence of the universe is yours to use. Life is here to support you. If you get scared, think of your breath and be aware of each breath as it goes in and out of your body. Your breath is the most precious substance you have, and it is so freely given to you. You have enough to last for as long as you shall live. If this most precious substance is so freely given that you can accept it without even thinking, can you not trust life to supply you with the other things you need? That's wonderful. And so I'm going to leave you with that. I ask God to watch over you every step you take, every move you make, and I will see you on the next video. And I say, God bless.